Hi, everyone. Welcome to Hot Seat with Cognizant Clay. I am your host, Clayton Terrio. Today on the show, we have Chris Kyle. He is the guitarist for Cautious Clay and Lip Talk, and he also does solo recordings as well. Hope you guys enjoy it. How are you feeling? Feeling better?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling much better. All better, actually. Uh,
Good. That
but
must
it,
have been scary.
yeah, it was kind of one of those things where it's like I don't know, like should I go like to the hospital? Should I get tested? Like, should I ride this out? Like everyone's saying, if you don't have severe symptoms, just like stay home and chill. So that's what I did. But there was a few days where I was like a little bit like, geez, I hope this doesn't take a turn.
Right. Did you end up getting tested, or did it just go away?
No, it went away, and like I called like the hotline in New York, and they were just like, you know what, we're so busy. If you don't have like severe symptoms, just stay home. And
Right.
so they really didn't want me to go in there, so I just stayed put.
I guess that's about the best you can do is listen to them, right?
Yeah,
Well, thanks a lot for doing this. I do appreciate it. It's pretty cool that we connected.
of course, yeah. Well, this is
Um,
thinking how like we're like kind of getting to know each other right now because like we only had met that one night in Toronto, right?
yeah, exactly.
And just chatted briefly. But yeah, happy to be on.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's get into it. So you just to tell everyone who's watching, Chris's nephew Connor has Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, as well as me, and we met at a Cautious Clay show, and he came up to me and told me the story, and here we are now.
Yeah.
So what has Connor and his parents, what have they done for awareness and advocacy?
Oh man. Okay. So much that I hope that I do this justice. I hope I can just like remember it all. I had a nice long chat with my sister the other night, and I did jot down some notes, like some things I didn't want to forget and specific things. But basically, well, I would start with saying that they have a annual fundraiser called KOMD. It stands for Kindness Over Muscular Dystrophy.
Yeah.
Um, and this will be the fifth year that they're going to do it. They actually had to postpone. It was supposed to be in June, but it's going to be in September now because
Yeah.
of this COVID thing. And they have like a silent auction there, and they have live music, and it's this really cool event at the Captain Lawrence Brewing Company in New York. They're kind enough to let them use the space every year. So it's a big space. It can fit a few hundred people, 300, 400, 500 maybe. I guess I don't really know the exact amount, but it's like, I think it's around 400 or 500 people every year. And so they raise money there, and obviously awareness as well, because a lot of times folks get invited by friends or friends of friends, and so there's like always new people there. And my sister Jess and her husband always go up and give a speech during during the night. And then also they go to Washington D.C. a lot and just meet with senators and congresspeople and just show up and really just let them know their story. And they go to lots of other events they've made a lot of friends in the community. So they really just like 24/7, 365 days a year are just advocating, trying to spread the word. They got their senator in Connecticut to make a proclamation that September 7th is Duchenne Awareness Day in
Oh,
Connecticut.
wow.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so it's only Alabama and Connecticut that are like recognizing that right now. But that was big for them. That was cool. Like that just happened a few months ago. So next September 7th, it'll be officially on the Connecticut, calendar.
Wow, that's so cool. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Um, when was Connor diagnosed?
He was diagnosed April 21st, 2017. 2017. I wrote that down. Did I get that right? I can look. April 21st, 2015, and he was 4 years old.
Oh wow, so he is only 7 then.
Yeah. Well, so sorry, no, it was 2015. He was 4 years old.
Okay, so he's 9 or 10 now. Awesome.
Yeah, he's not, and he's a twin. His other brother Kyle did not get the Duchenne, so it was kind of like one of those things where they were able to. Just Connor wasn't hitting his benchmarks, and as you know, like his development, like around the time he was about 4, they realized that like he was struggling with certain things that his brother wasn't, just going up and down stairs and running and jumping and all that stuff. So they got his blood work done and came back that there was a problem with his muscles, and then they had to get more tests, and then that's April 21st, 2015 was when he was diagnosed officially.
What kinds of clinical studies has he participated in?
So he's been in 2. The first one was a steroid replacement called catabolis. I wrote that down too. Catabasis is what it was called. That was 2 years ago. It was a steroid replacement.
Okay.
And they had heard really good things about it. It's not approved yet, but very promising. And it was something he was doing for a few months. But then, now I'm going to the second thing. They had heard about gene therapy trials. So the thing about those is that those trials were only accepting boys who were on steroids.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah, so he had to get off catabasis, and by that time he was like almost 7. So he was kind of getting close to being like testing out of the age group for the gene therapy. So they got him on steroids, and he was on for like 6 months, and then he finally got accepted through a trial with Pfizer.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So he was actually the first boy dosed with this gene therapy through it's called, technically the name of it is called AAB9, and it's like a stealth virus that they administered through an IV. It was like a 2-hour process, and it basically just like it goes in there, and it the drug goes in and like hits all of his cells, and then when it gets to the muscle cells, it just like turns on like a light switch, basically.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
I'm like telling you this, like you probably know more of these specifics and technical things than I do. I'm just kind of like trying to. Like,
a little bit, yeah. I've heard of the gene therapy. It's very new. I know that much.
Yeah.
I'm on deflazacort. That's the steroid I'm on. I don't know what he's on. It's probably similar.
Okay, I actually don't know.
It's probably cortisone or deflazacort. Those are the top 2 that they use. But gene therapy, it's taken off more down there than it has up here. But they're running trials now.
Right.
My doctor is huge on it. He's a prof at the hospital that I go to, and it's like he's speaking a different language to you because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Apart from that, what issues or challenges have Connor and his family faced during the muscular dystrophy part of his life?
Well, I mean, they have the best outlook. They're doing everything they can, and they're living their best lives, and they're taking advantage of just being present in the current moment and enjoying themselves.
Right.
But obviously, yeah, there's challenges. Like, I mean, the things that come to mind are like, well, you know, he's a twin, so his brother is bigger than him. He's faster, you know, he's stronger, and like he's running around on the playground with all his friends. And Connor's super social. He has a ton of friends, and he's got so many amazing talents, and he loves running outside and playing like everyone else too, but he's it just he gets tired. He can't go as fast.
Right.
And I think that's just like manifests into every once in a while, just kind of like some sadness, you know?
Right.
So I mean, then I guess physical, like technical stuff, like going up and down stairs is very hard for him. So they have like an electronic seat that goes up and down the stairs for him. His muscles get sore, his leg muscles. A lot of times they need to be massaged. He needs to be stretched every day. And so I think, just like the aches and pains, but I think also just like like sizing himself up with all of his other friends at school, I think can be like pretty like hard for him at times. Although he doesn't really like dwell there at all. He doesn't live there at all. Like he's a very happy and content person.
Right, and that reminds me a lot of me. It was, there was pain and whatnot, but it's like, whatever, you can't, there's nothing you can do about it. The only thing you can do is manage it. And at the end of the day, it's sad. It's a horrible disease, but you got to have a good outlook. If you don't have a good outlook on it, then you're kind of screwed, because you're just going to be sad all the time. And it sounds like his parents are a lot like mine, where it's like, do what you can do. Don't focus on what you can't. Yeah. And that's how I've dealt with it. I mean, I'm 27 now. I'm pretty much in the happiest place I've ever been. So, just keep going. That's all. And if they ever need anybody to talk to or relate to it, I'm here for sure. Like, definitely.
Absolutely. I'd love to put you all in touch.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. As his uncle, but as his parents as well, what has made you the most proud of Connor in his life?
There's so many things, but the first thing that jumps to mind is I don't know, we always talk about, like, maybe it's because he's going through this huge obstacle in his life, that he's also been given, like, this amazing wisdom. He's very much an old soul. So, right. It's incredible. Like, I mean, yeah, he's definitely like a 9-year-old boy, but he's also like, he like questions everything. He's super, super curious. Like, he's the kind of kid who, like, you give him like a gift and say it's like, oh, I don't know, like a clock or something. He'll like want to take it apart and figure out how it works. Right. And he'll, like, when you're talking to him, he really listens, and he'll ask you like an amazing question, like a follow-up question, where his like other brother and his other younger brother will just like, I don't know, stuff will go kind of over their heads, or they'll just be like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. But he's just so curious, and he's always thinking. I feel like he's gonna be a scientist. And then, like, I guess the other thing is, he goes to so many doctor's appointments, and they're always taking blood work, putting needles in his arm, making him go through an MRI for 2 hours at a time, and he takes it like a champ. Like, it's incredible. I remember being his age, my mom would tell me that I had to go to the doctor to get blood work, and like I would cry and throw a fit because I was afraid of putting a needle in my arm. Like, seriously, like, I'm totally serious. Connor's just like, all right. Like, his mom will be like, all right, we're going down to Baltimore to see the doctor. And Connor will just be like, all right, what do we have to do? And she's like, well, they're going to do blood work, and then we're going to do an MRI. And he's like, oh, that's it? Because if it's like a shorter day or something, he'll be like, oh, cool. And then we're going to go out, and he loves food, and they always like go out for food after long doctor's visits. So he like looks forward to that and is happy about that more than he's dreading all the tests and stuff that he has to do that day. Right. Wow, that's a pretty good outlook at that age. I mean, that makes me really proud. Yeah, for sure. You wrote a song about him. What made you want to write a song about him, and how was that for you, recording that? Right. Well, it was just my way of spreading a little bit of awareness, now that that song is out there forever and I can always talk about it. It always gives me like a way to start talking about it with somebody or to bring it up or something.
Right.
So it was actually a song that I had already like recorded, and I knew it was a special song to me. I didn't know what I wanted to call it, and then like I was thinking one day about I should write a song about Connor. Well, I'm a songwriter, but it takes me forever to finish a song. I'm more of a I like playing music all day, and I practice and I play other people's music all the time, but it's not like I'm someone who cranks out songs like Bob Dylan in the 60s,
Yeah.
So I had that one, and I knew it was a special one. I liked it a lot, and it just like a light bulb went off, and I was like, oh, that's Connor. That's like, and also like kind of fit the feeling that I was having, that I was sitting and meditating with at the time. Like, what kind of song would this be? And then I kind of remembered that I had that one.
Right. Well, yeah,
that's the one.
That's usually how it works, right? Like you record a bunch of stuff, and then you're like, okay, I'll think about the name or the meaning behind it, and it usually takes a while, I find.
Oh yeah.
What reaction did you get? What? Sorry.
Do you play music and write songs?
No, but I know a lot of people that do, and it's always a process. Like you say, like some people have the knack to just pump it out, but other people, you kind of got to internalize it for a bit first.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like I say, I've always loved music, so I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
What reaction did you get from him and his family when you called it that?
They loved it. He loves it. He asked his parents to put it on from time to time, so I'm flattered.
It's always good. It's like you say, it's not for you, it's for him, right? So it's good to see that.
Yeah, and I released it on his birthday, so that was another like sort of way to celebrate it.
Right. Wow, that's cool. Other than that, like what kind of experiences have you had with him? Like, have you gone on trips? Has he been to any of your shows? Anything like that?
No, they have not been able to come to a show yet. It's too bad. I mean, he's getting to be an age now where I think like he could come to a late show. I haven't. It's not lined up where I've been playing anywhere close to them at like a decent hour. But
Right.
But they always put on like the YouTube, and they'll watch me like in performances on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, we see him as much as we can. It's not as much as we'd like to, but always at like we always hang out at family, functions and stuff. I'll always like go and hang with Connor and play with him. Their house, they have a pool, so we do go there a bunch in the summer just to like hang by the pool. And he's like a fish. He loves the pool. He's in that pool all day long. Like it's so cool to see.
It's good physical therapy too. We used to take me swimming a lot. Like my mom would take me because it's therapy, physical and mental, right? Like it's.
Oh yeah.
It's very freeing. I have a little segment here just to get to know you a little better. Just call it rapid fire. Who is your favorite musician?
Oh God. And I have to answer these real quick, right?
It doesn't have to be that fast, but as quick as you can think of it.
The first person is Jimi Hendrix because he's the reason why I started playing guitar. So I have to say Jimmy.
Right. Who is your favorite New Yorker?
New Yorker. Geez. Well, right now it's Cuomo because he's doing such a great job at, telling everybody the information, telling it like it is, showing us he's really doing a great job kind of leading us all.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Is that a good answer?
Yeah, it's a good answer, especially right now. I mean, he's doing pretty good. You see it a lot even up here in Canada, what he's doing, because everybody's joking that he should be president because he just leads people so well.
Yeah.
And I mean, his brother's not bad either. His interview with his brother was hilarious because they're just trying to make light of it just to make people laugh. Make
That's
them
amazing.
smile, you know?
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing to do when you're not playing music?
I love to cook.
Oh, that's a good one. I love my food. Do you like sports? And if so, which one would be your favorite?
Yes. Um, Favorite to play is basketball. Favorite to watch is probably basketball. I also like a baseball game in the summertime.
Yeah, who's your favorite team?
Can't beat that. I don't have a favorite team. I'll watch any game that's on. I kind of like just like can get into the sport. I can get into I don't know what it is. It's like my brain, like when I listen to a song, I oftentimes start picking it apart and I think about what the guitar player is doing. I think about what the drummer's doing. I think about the arrangement. I try to figure out what key it's in. When I watch sports, it's kind of the same thing. I like to just watch people, like talented people, like doing their job and like just kind of like checking it out. So no, I don't really have a team, but I like it all.
Kind of analyze it a bit. I'm the same. I have my teams, but I'll also watch any game of pretty much any sport, to be honest. Hockey especially.
Yeah.
Hockey's number one for me. If you were to pick, I don't know if you're a gamer, but PlayStation or Xbox?
Not a gamer, so I'm gonna pass that one just because I have no
fifth on that one. Okay. And one question just for the disability aspect: would you rather have to use a wheelchair for a day or be blindfolded for a day?
I'm gonna say wheelchair for a day, just because I guess I'd really just want to experience what that would be like. Just because I'm so tied into Connor's life and his experience and everything.
Right.
Oh, that actually reminds me of a story that I wanted to tell you, which was that a couple years ago, my sister and I went into Connor's first grade class just to one day just to talk to them about his muscles being different than theirs.
Right.
And just kind of we just talked to the kids, but there was one thing where we were able to get all these ankle weights for working out.
Right.
And we had all the kids try on the ankle weights, and we were like, okay, so this is kind of how Connor's legs feel. Not all the time, but a lot of the times, especially when he's tired. And it was just so cool because the kids were so sweet. I mean, the first graders, that age, those kids, they were so sweet, and they were just so curious, and they were sitting up and they paying attention to us, and oh man, just the look on Connor's face was he was kind of shy, but also kind of happy we were just there, his mom and his uncle talking to the class. So it was a cool thing to do, and my sister and I were like, why didn't we do that last year, and why didn't we do that this year? So I think we're gonna do it again next year, and pick up that. And I guess as they get older, and the kids kind of going through each grade together, we probably won't have to do it every year.
Right.
But just to refresh these kids' memories and kind of update them on Connor's progress and stuff. It was a really nice experience.
It's a really good way to raise awareness too. I think even adults, that would be a good experiment, kind of, if you will. You know what I mean? My mom was saying the other week, she said, everybody, especially now while we're all confined, it's no one knows how the disabled people feel unless they have that experience. And she was saying people should have to go to work for a day in a wheelchair just to see what it's like. It's not easy, but it's a fact of life, and not everyone understands it. It's hard to understand it unless you live it.
Yeah.
Which is, it's nice. How did they prepare him for it? Did they do anything else? Have they told him he's going to be in a wheelchair or anything like that?
Not yet. Not in specifics, as far as I know. Because he's still at that age where I think he's a little bit sort of like blissfully kind of not aware of fully, you know? So I think they're kind of just holding on to that for the time that they can. While I think my sister was just telling me that like they used to tell him that he had special muscles, but I think they switched the terminology a little to now he has different muscles.
Right. Especially as he gets older, right?
Yeah. But, you know, I mean, obviously they have conversations with him often. I mean, the kid takes like so many vitamins and pills and supplements and stuff that like, and it's every day, and he has to drink his special muscle juice and all that. So it's like, I think they talk about it. It's not like he doesn't know that his muscles are different. But yeah, I think as he gets a little bit older, he'll start to know more of the specifics.
Right. And just to touch on your music career a bit, when did you start playing guitar?
When I started playing guitar when I was 13.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
later than I thought you were going to say, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was 12 or 13. Yeah, my grandfather was a musician. He was a piano player and an opera singer, and he played like Italian folk songs on guitar. So what happened was I was having a sleepover at my friend's house. We were 12 or 13, and his older brother and his friends had a band, and they were like having a band practice in the basement. And I remember walking downstairs and seeing them jamming, and it just like, you know, musicians talk about like the moment when it clicked. This was my moment. It just clicked. Like I was like, that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like a lot of the artists, like even Green Day. That's one of my favorite bands. Billy Joe.
Sick, yeah.
Getting snuck in at 13 years old to sing on stage with a punk band, and he thought, holy crap, like this is it. This is my shit. Like this is what I want to do forever. Like as long as I can, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, man. I just hope that everybody in this world has like one of those moments, just one of those opportunities, because unfortunately they don't, you know. It's sad, but when you know what you want to do with your life, you have such a path, you know. And I feel bad for people who just they never get that moment. They whether or not that maybe some people just aren't exposed to certain things that are their calling, you know. But whatever it is, if it's gardening, cooking, like helping people, like just like those like there's like burning passion, like that's me. That's what I want. So, yeah, for me, that's what it was. And I saw my grandfather shortly after, and I told him that, and he like grabbed his guitar and put it in my hands, and he showed me, you know, my first chord, and that was it.
Oh wow, that's cool. What is it like playing in front of a large crowd? What kind of feelings does it evoke?
It's great. It's amazing. It's like really one of the best feelings in the whole world. The larger the crowd, the less nervous I get.
That makes sense. I get that. It's more drowned out when there's a large group, right? Like it's not as. I get that totally. That's so true. Being part of Cautious Clay, Josh, for anybody who doesn't know, what is it like watching him grow as an artist?
Oh, incredible! So cool, so cool. I mean, from day one, I was just like, this person is going to be writing and producing amazing music for his entire life. Like, he's just got it. He's just got that magic. He's been touched by the magic.
Oh, he has. His music really helps me. I'm not going to lie. Having a bad day, just throw him on, and it's awesome. I mean, even your recording of Connor, it's like, wow, you know, this is pretty cool. Like, it does help. Music is definitely medicine.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, thanks, man. What's your cautious jam?
I'd have to go with Smoke or Reasons.
I love Smoke so much.
It's such a good song. Like, the first one I heard was Cold War, because that's his
Yeah, that's the one. That's usually the one people hear first.
which is also very good. And even when I started listening to him, you guys had uh like 300,000 listeners, and I looked today and he's got like 1.6 million monthly listeners on Spotify. It's crazy.
Cool.
So it's good.
Actually, that question, what's it like watching him grow? It's like, it's just so validating for me because I'm just so happy that like he's not getting passed by because people, I don't know, sometimes I wonder about people, what they're into these days, like, and it's just so cool to see. I mean, I don't really know what I mean by that, like, these days, but, like, just Josh's music just comes from such an honest place where, like, I think maybe it's kind of getting harder and harder to find that in an artist.
Yeah.
But music is just so honest and it's so organic and it's just so musical, like, and it's not contrived, like, it's not, like, trying to be anything. It's just so him, you know? So it's really cool to see people responding to that. And, I mean, to be honest, I really think that that's never going to go away. I think, like, honesty is still kind of, like, one of the most important aspects of people who create anything.
Right. What have you learned from him? What has he taught you?
Simplicity. Don't overplay, don't overthink, you know?
Yeah, that's a big one. I can see that in him. Well, the whole reason behind his name is just, you know, go slow, take it easy, but be yourself. Don't overthink it, don't rush it. Like, just be you. That's all that matters in life. And I think a lot of young people could learn a lot from that as well.
Totally.
Because now it's like, oh, how many likes am I going to get on Instagram? It's like, it's not about that. What it's about is making other people happy and, you know, obviously being happy yourself, but doing it for others, not yourself. Don't be selfish. There's times where you have to be selfish, but I find, you know, it's best to do it for everybody, the greater good of the world instead of yourself. And that's what you and him and everybody else in the group really seem to be, is just, you know, be happy.
Yeah.
Just kill it. And you also, you had said earlier you teach. How often do you teach and when did you start doing that?
Well, yeah, I have 5 students right now, and I've had 4 of them for about 2 years. I just got a new one a few weeks ago. But I've kind of taught lessons, like the first time I ever taught a lesson, I was still in high school, and like my mom's friend's son was looking to start playing guitar, and he's a couple years younger than me, and I had been playing for a few years, so I was able to teach him some stuff. But like I remember like really liking that experience, like the first time I did it. So I think I'll always be teaching. It's just really fun. I love connecting with people, especially about music, and I can nerd out on guitar like literally all day, every day.
Yep.
It's really fun for me, and obviously I've switched over all my lessons through the computer now, so that's like kind of it has its challenges, but it's also kind of cool. I'm finding that students, it's obviously we're playing together less because of the lag in time and stuff, so it's become more of a thing where I need to like communicate concepts and ideas verbally, and then it's kind of on the student to then take that and work on it all week. In a way, I'm finding there's like a little bit more accountability now with my students, because like there's only so much playing we can do, which I mean I'm totally missing, by the way. I love the face-to-face lessons and being able to like play together in real time, but the video thing has been cool too, and it's kind of getting my students to practice more, I think, surprisingly.
Well, and I find during this whole time, it's strange that we don't have face-to-face, but it seems like everybody's closer. I see things all day on Instagram and Facebook that are like super inspiring because, you know, yeah, it's hard for us, but we're lucky we have the technology. If this happened 20 years ago, we'd be so lost. It would be hard.
Oh man, yeah. I think Jimmy Kimmel made a joke about if he had to choose between Wi-Fi and running water, he would drink his pool water.
Collect it in a barrel and filter it. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
And what kinds of reactions have you gotten from your students? Like, how do they, like, I'm sure they love it, but what do you get from it, and also what do they get from it?
Well, I think I might have went over what I get from it. Just like seeing them, it's seemingly practicing more, and I think what I'm getting from it as well is being able to, like, having to communicate ideas more through, like, language than actually, like, playing.
Right.
And I think that they're getting a different experience, a different kind of music lesson experience, which I think it'll, like, this time in everyone's lives, I think is going to be pretty memorable. Don't you think?
Yes, I agree totally.
So I hopefully that's also going to translate or be true as well for my, students, my lessons with them. Hopefully the things we talk about and the things that they're working on will be a little bit, like, deeper. It'll be like planted a little bit better in their like consciousness, when they look back on, like, what did we work on during that time? Maybe they'll remember it a little better or something.
Right. No, exactly. I agree. Just a little wrap up is obviously everything's locked down unless you're essential and all that. What do you think people can do to raise awareness for causes like mine and Connor's or whatever charity they follow? What do you think people should be doing with this right now?
Well, there's no shortage of when you go online and you just search for a charity, a lot of things are going to come up right now. I think it's really important that we donate to, like, first responders and obviously the medical profession and, the people who are still out there working for us and, like, in the food, like in all the supermarkets and all those folks. If you can find a way to donate to them, that would be amazing. I think that's what everybody needs to do. And I don't know. I mean, I've been meditating a little bit more, and I think that might, if people try that out, I think through meditation, I think can come some clarity of mind and some, maybe hopefully that would lead to being more conscious of the state of the world right now and conscious of the people who need help. And, like I said, I think it's just a matter, how do we get people to have that thought? Because once you have the thought, it's easy to then go on your computer and find the charity that you would like to donate to. It's just like, how do we get people to have that thought? I don't know. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of my friends and musician, like, bands and artists doing all the live streaming concerts and stuff. So
yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's probably something I'll get on too. In fact, actually, my partner and I, she has a project called Lip Talk, and we are going to be doing a live stream concert on Sunday the 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Right. Awesome.
So I think maybe we'll put up a little thing where, people can donate to KOMD or to any, COVID-19 related charity that they want to hit up, and, through our little window of people who might be watching, maybe we'll reach those people.
Yeah, awesome. I see a lot of people doing that, and it's like I say, it's also giving people the opportunity who might not be able to afford to go to shows to see these people, which I think is awesome. I think that's a wicked way to do it.
Yeah, I think Josh just did one the other day. I didn't catch it. Did you see it?
Yeah, on Fender. No, I didn't see it, but I saw a little recap of it.
Cool.
Like, I've watched all of his. I've watched his Tiny Desk. Like I said, I went to him live with my dad. Like, he's pretty cool. But I'm also really listening to you a lot. Like, I've been looking at your stuff on Spotify, and it's really good. I like it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, a full-length album coming out in the next month or two. I guess I'm just trying to figure out when's the best time to put it out.
Yeah, it's hard right now, I think. Yeah, I've listened to the 4 singles.
Cool.
All right, well,
Clayton?
great. Thank you so much for doing this. I really do appreciate it. It's pretty big for my cause. That's why I did it. So,
dude, you got. I want to. Hopefully, if you're around in September, and it'd be great if you could come down to the KOMD fundraiser in New York.
Yeah, I could try for sure. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, we'd love to see you. Love to have you.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. And just let them know anything they need. Like I say, if they need any clarification on, what's to come with him or anything I can help with, I'm here. So.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Same here. If you need anything.
Awesome. All right. Thanks very much, man. Take it easy.
All right. Peace.
Yeah, peace out.